Welcome back to another episode of Recovery Life. My name is Latoya and we are back. Today I have one of my secret weapon guests here today. And she doesn't even need an introduction, but I am going to allow her to introduce herself. Hey!
Hi, I'm Inez.
Hi, Inez. You want to give the audience a little bit about who you are?
My name is Inez. I'm a recovering addict. I'm about to celebrate 10 years clean after 40-something years of using. I'm a mother and a grandmother. I am the operations manager for a silverware house. I'm in recovery, and I have a life today.
Wow, just that introduction was powerful. So you said after how many years of using?
40-some-odd years.
40-some-odd years of using. Take us a little bit through how you even get to a place of almost 10 years clean after 40-something years of your life in active addiction.
I think pain was the greatest motivator. I was just so tired of jails and institutions and going back and forth and being in the street. And I think the last time I was incarcerated, I decided that I needed to make a geographical change and see if that worked, because nothing works when I went back home. Mm-hmm. So I moved to New London, and I went to a meeting the day I got out of jail, and they told me to keep coming. And here it is 10 years later, and I'm still coming. And I believe that no matter what happens, if you just keep coming. They told me that to stick around till the miracle happens.
And you're the miracle.
And I've seen lots of miracles in the last 10 years.
So for the person who's struggling to get even one day clean, you're coming up on 10 years, which is magnificent. How would you explain it to someone when they're trying to just get one day? What would you tell them is the most important thing about that first day?
But they don't use no matter what. No matter what happens, don't use. Because if you do this one day at a time, it'll help you stay in today. I can't think about tomorrow. I got to stay in today. And that's how we stay clean, one day at a time. And I would tell them that it works. It works, because I'm one of them people who didn't think that they can get clean. I really didn't want to get clean. I wanted to stop going to jail. But everything adds up. If I commit crimes, I buy drugs, and if I use drugs, I commit crimes. So I just wanted a life. I was so tired of me. Mm-hmm. No one did anything to me. I've caused myself a lot of damage. It's not about anybody else, it's about me. Because I realized that no one can change me but me. And there's nobody to blame it on. Like, I'm not a victim. I've never been a victim. And today I feel like I'm a victor. You know what I mean? But I've never been a victim. I never blamed anybody for my using, my childhood, none of that. Because if you know better, you should do better. And that's how I feel.
So describe for me, if you had to paint a picture, describe what that picture looks like when you finally surrender and say, I'm done. What does that picture look like?
It looks like, wow, I didn't use today. Wait a minute, I got 3 months. I got 6 months clean. I can't believe I got 6 months clean. And then when I got the year, it was like, oh my God, I got a whole year without using, and I'm free? That was just amazing for me. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing to me. And every year is amazing. And I realized today that there's nothing that happened that I can't get through. And I realized that you got to go through to get through. Mm-hmm. See, everybody talks about forgiving me and all that stuff. I had to forgive me. And I think that's when I started to love myself and care about myself, because I had to forgive me for all the stuff that I've done. We look for outside, but I had to forgive me. I like me. I don't have to look outside of myself to be okay with myself. And there was a time when I could not stand to be with myself. I didn't even want to look in the mirror. But recovery has just been, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Even with the struggles and the problems, mm-hmm. and the stuff, it's new stuff, it's different stuff. Today I have a way of dealing with stuff where before I didn't care about dealing with it. I just throw it to the side and just let this stuff just pile up and pile up and pile up. And the gift of all this, the last 10 years, is that I have an opportunity to share myself with other women, just like me. And I tell them often, they help me just like I help them.
Right, exactly.
I get more from them. I get more from them than they get from me.
And that's significant because I tell my sponsees as well, like, if you're not writing and working the 12 steps, you're killing me, because I am an addict as well who needs to be fed. So if we're not working the steps and we're not doing anything to make ourselves better, which is just having a conversation sometimes with another addict in recovery, and it takes the focus off of what you may be going through to help somebody else.
Exactly.
So in saying that, first and foremost, you are doing an amazing job in the community. You do things I hear about all over the place, about the things you're doing in the community. And the reason you're able to be such a great asset to the community is because you take care of your own needs. What are those needs? When you wake up in a day, what does that day look like for you when you have to process what has to be done that day?
When I wake up, the first thing I do, I pray. And after I brush my teeth, shower, and all that, I just, some music. I just put on the music, and I figure out, okay, so now I got to do A, B, and C. And in the meantime, you know, there's constant questions and phone calls and stuff that goes on but that's what I do. And sometimes I get overwhelmed, and sometimes I get frustrated, you know what I'm saying, with the job and with my living situation, with everything. It just be like, oh my goodness. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I wake up tomorrow and it's a brand new day. You know, it's worth it. And I've learned how to treat people. Because I'm from the street. You didn't learn how to treat people. It was a dog-eat-dog world there. You know what I mean? And today I just learned that, you know, there's an easier, softer way. I don't have to be ghetto. I don't have to be hood. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be aggressive. But I am assertive, and I say what needs to be said, and whatever don't need to be said, I don't need to say it.
And be unapologetic about it.
No.
And another thing that has happened in time is learning how to have a good time. Because people think that when they get clean, it's going to be boring, that they're no longer going to be the life of the party because you can't drink.
Right, and how do I laugh and enjoy myself without being high?
And so
and
what
how
is
do I
that like?
dance?
Right.
And how do I go out to a dance? I'm not dancing. I'm not high. I can't dance. And I do things. Miracles have happened. I go on vacations 3 or 4 times a year. I do things for myself. I take myself out to eat. I don't have a problem with that. Sometimes I just ride and listen to the music real loud, and I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying?
So what was that like when you first realized that you didn't have to have a substance in you to be a part of the world and to have a good time and to be able to enjoy your own company? How much of a process was that for you to do that?
It took a very long time for me to do that, to be okay with me and to be able to sit by myself, because I never wanted to be alone, because I don't know what it is to be alone. And I've chosen not to be in a relationship in the last 3 or 4 years, and it's because I'm trying to have a relationship with me. I'm trying to figure out, who am I? What do I like? Because I had codependent issues, and I always validated myself by who I was with. And today, I validate myself by who I am, and I'm okay with who I am. But it's a challenge to it's a challenge for me to know that you're not well liked, but you're loved.
Right. That's a good way to say it too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That I'm not well liked, and I have a lot of people around me. I call them my frenemies. A lot of people around me who I know don't really like me, but it's okay. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to help you. Help me, because you help me. You know, you teach me, even if you're teaching me what not to do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Even
and
if
I
you're
have to
teaching me-
tell a lot of, I say to a lot of people, you can complain about a person who is helping you and saying that they're too tough, but just realize one thing when you're doing that: you're alive. You're not overdosed somewhere. You're not left for dead in some trap house. You're not in an abandonment somewhere. You're able to use your voice on top, above six feet, and you're able to say, this is the way it is. But that person is helping you with skills, and you're using your voice. You're not dead. So you can complain about somebody being too hard, too tough, or this. But what it really is that the disease of addiction hasn't found a way to creep in on you. And that's something you should be grateful about.
Right.
Right? And I think that people don't understand that, yes, you may come across as this is what, or you have a lot of people who would love to be in your shoes until they get in your shoes and they realize your shoes don't fit at all.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
What is that like?
Because at this point, I feel like what God has for me is for me. It's not for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And who is anybody else to question my journey? Because it's my journey.
Right.
Like your journey is your journey. It's my journey. You know, and sometimes I feel like people put me up here. I don't like that. I'm not on no ego trip. So I hate being put up here when I'm right here with you. I'm right here.
That's right.
I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? I could pick up tomorrow just like you can pick up today. I'm right here.
That's right.
I don't want to be put on a pedestal. I don't like that. I'm not very comfortable with compliments because I be trying to weed through compliments. What's real, what's not. You know what I'm saying? Why is she saying that? What does she want? What does he want? You know, I'm not good with being complimented, but I'm learning to compliment myself. Like, girl, you know what, you're doing all right. You know what I'm saying? When I have to, so sometimes I have to encourage myself. I feel like I encourage everybody else, but I need to encourage me. You know, and I let myself know when I'm doing something good. Like, you know what? I'm proud of you, Inez.
That's right.
Because I am. Because I'm finding Inez finally. I've always been known by my street name, and I've always been known to be in the street, and I've been known for so much negative stuff. And today it's not like that. You know, today I'm known for some good stuff. And I sometimes I wish my mother was around to see this, but I realize that she does see this.
She does see it.
Yeah, because she walks through this with me every day. But I realize that recovery is amazing. It is. It may not look amazing to other people, and I have accumulated some things and some stuff, you know what I'm saying, that normal people always had, and that was a priority for them, but it's all new to me.
Right.
A driver's license is new to me. I had other people's social security numbers and birth dates for if the police pulled me over. But to have a car that's in my name and I pay the bills, I pay bills today. I've never paid bills. I'm responsible today. I pay attention to my credit score. When I didn't even think of a credit score for 50 years. Just things that I've never done, like bank accounts and budgeting money and saving and living being within my means. You know what I'm saying? And not overspending and not, you know, and not going back to show people how good I'm doing.
Right. That's a big one.
I run across that all the time. I don't have to go back and let you see that I've gained my weight back and I'm doing good.
Right.
Oh, look at me, I got a car. Look at me, I got a piece of jewelry.
Right.
No, I don't have to go back.
So let me ask you this before so what is something that was so paralyzing to you, you didn't think you were going to make it out in your recovery? Since you've been clean, because a lot of people won't relate who are new and haven't even had any experience with recovery. What is something that was so paralyzing that happened to you during your recovery that you didn't know if you were going to make it out of it clean?
When my friend Michelle died.
Okay.
When my friend Michelle died. When Michelle died, I wanted to die. That was and remains devastating. I think about her all the time. I talk about her all the time. I talk to her. Everything reminds me of everything good. Plans, like making plans and goals and doing stuff, she always come to mind. Like I'm about to have a 10-year celebration, she comes to mind because she would be somewhere trying to organize the whole thing and nobody else could do or say anything. I miss that. I miss her just taking care of me in her way. Yeah. In her way. And that, what paralyzed me, what hurt me so bad is that a couple of months, about 2 months before Michelle passed away, she went to my boss and said, I'm worried about Inez. I'm worried that Inez is about to use. And then this was in February when I had my knee on my hip replaced. I was in a lot of pain, could barely walk, and she was worried about me. And she called my boss and said, keep an eye on her. I'm worried about her. I think Inez is going to use. She was really worried about me. And then 2 months later, she passed. And that, I don't know if I'll ever get over that. That broke me. But I know she would want me to be happy, and she would want me to stay clean, because I know how much she loved and was proud of me. You know, she was that no matter what. You know, so I do things like, I tell people about her all the time. I talk about her all the time, because she's a prime example of how cunning and baffling this disease is, and how it will sneak up on us.
Yep.
Usually just when we think we're safe.
Exactly. We're never safe.
Right.
Never.
And I don't think I'm safe. I don't think I've made it. I don't think I've arrived. I don't know where I'm going. But I know that I stay clean just one day at a time. And I've managed to stay clean one day at a time almost 10 years now. And that itself is a miracle.
So, making it through paralyzing situations, how does it interfere, or does it involve you getting closer in relationships? Does it affect your relationships going forward?
I don't think I'll ever be as close with anyone as I was with Michelle. Not even my blood sisters. That was my sister. That was my friend. Yeah. I don't want to get any. I don't want to. I'm at the point where I don't want new friends. I just don't have time to get to know people and all that stuff. I've been around too many people, and my circle is small, as you know, and I'm okay with my circle. I've been around people all my life. I don't need a lot of people. I don't need an audience. I don't need cheerleaders. None of that stuff. Right. I just don't. You know, I just need to live, because I realize this all the time. Sometimes I say to myself, Inez, you're not struggling, and you're not surviving. Finally, you're living.
You're living your life.
And I did not live for 56 years. I didn't get clean till I was 57. You're living.
So let me go to a place that you don't go very often, but I'm going to go there. What about love, your love life?
I don't have
and
one.
Recovery. Love and recovery.
Love and recovery hurts where I'm from, in my opinion. I think it's very useful and very. Had I known back then what I know now, like I was told not to get in a relationship the first year, I didn't listen, because who are they to tell me? They were right. But right now, I'm good. Like, I haven't been in a relationship in almost 4 years. I don't want to be in a relationship. Do I get lonely? Yeah. Sometimes I feel like the third wheel. Sometimes I'll say no because I don't. But I just feel like I'm no longer settling for what I've always settled for. You know, I'm not. I want somebody that. I don't need anybody to take care of me. I do a pretty good job of taking care of myself. But I want somebody that could if he needed to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like being in a relationship in early recovery, I think it's more than 1 year. It should be more than 1 year. I just think that, no, I don't see it.
I think that they don't understand the reason.
I don't see it in my future. I don't see a relationship because, I don't know, I'm in this little tight community. And I don't go outside of it much.
Now, is that another thing when it comes to, so we're talking about being paralyzed and being in your area, your safe area. So, so when we're talking about the relationship for a year, talking about the major decisions that they say not to make in the first year, and we know that they're going to do it. We know that they're going to do it because there's a huge void there left behind from your heroin, from your dope, from your alcohol, from your pills, and so you're lonely, and the only thing that you have to focus on is you, and nobody wants to look at themselves at that point, right?
Right.
So they say no major decisions in a year. So I think that when you're new, the newcomer, they hear that differently in their language. It means look for a relationship in your first year, as many as you possibly can have, matter of fact. So the relationship that should be force-fed, but is the one with yourself. Is the one that I have with me so that I can get to know what my favorite color is, what I love to
Right.
eat.
Exactly.
Because you're such a chameleon when you're in active addiction.
Right.
You just like what everybody likes. Is what's your favorite color? Whatever your favorite color. Like in Coming to America, whatever it is you
Right.
like.
He don't eat pork. I don't eat pork.
Right.
He don't eat this. I
Knowing
don't
you
eat
want some
that.
bacon.
No, right. Knowing that pork chop is my favorite meat.
Right.
But
Exactly.
it's hard, it's hard, and I understand. And I try to like stay out of other people's stuff. Like sometimes you have to just sit back and allow people to make their own mistakes, and it's their life. You know what I mean? And I try to stay out of it, and I try to keep myself out of it because I'm around a recovering community of people, and we're all at different places.
Right.
We're all at different places, and regardless of what goes down and what's said, I love them because what the women in recovery that I'm around don't understand, I am them.
Right.
I am them.
That's right.
They don't see it because they see other stuff, but I am them. And I try to tell them all the time that you got to start on the inside. We dress up the outside real pretty. I see some beautiful girls every day. You know what I'm saying? We could put on our Sunday best and look beautiful.
And the
But we
inside
still
is
look
terrible.
like a mess on the inside,
Yeah.
and we feel like a mess on the inside. And so I think that recovery is an inside job. That at some point you got to find yourself, sit with yourself, figure out what's going on. Why do you feel like that? What hurts you? You know what I'm saying? Why does it hurt you? What does that bring up? You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, I had to forgive me, and forgive my mom, and to forgive my mom. Because I felt abandoned, and I got abandoned a long time ago. I'm the oldest of 14 children. I was left behind a long time ago. I lost my childhood, and when I got to 15, I started using drugs, and it's just been a mess until 57. You know what I'm saying? Until I turned 57. So, it's a lot to find out about yourself, and some of us we never find out who we are. We never find out who we are. But I like being alone at this point. I do. I only have to buy one thing, one pack of cigarettes if I want cigarettes, one pair of sneakers, not two. I don't got to buy matching outfits. I don't got to pay his way and mine. I just can enjoy my money and enjoy my life and do what I want to do. If I don't feel like going nowhere, I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so used to being that, saying yes when I mean no.
Right. And you said a lot about how your relationships went by just what you just said. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do the two thing, because you're so used to supporting
Someone else.
And that's a
Just
big deal
always
about
been
the
that.
enabling and the codependency, because a lot of times we get into these relationships with,
Right.
I call them the just for now people. There's no future in these people, and they're just for now, but you keep them around too long, right?
Right.
So, and they're about as plastic as these plants
Right, and
around
we
us,
stay
and that's
way
not a
past
good
the
thing.
expiration date.
Right.
We do.
And that's how you
'Cause it's
end up
comfortable.
tainting your future, because what's happening is you have put stuff that shouldn't have been there for the
Right.
long haul and moved it into your situation now,
Exactly.
and now
Exactly.
it's no good.
And we carry all our baggage from one relationship to another, whether it be intimate relationship or even friendships and family, and it's just like I have a huge family, and they love me, and I love them too. You know what I mean? And I feel a part of today. And for the first couple of years I was clean, I felt uncomfortable around them. I didn't, but today I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that they love me, and I've built some trust and some love and some. I have brothers who's talked to me now who didn't talk to me for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm building relationships with these people. I'm just getting to know my siblings. I don't really know them because I was in the street. They were building their lives and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And I was a big embarrassment to my family. I realized that. But they love me. And I feel like we all can get our families back. There's people who tell me all the time they don't talk to my family. Stay clean.
That's right.
And watch God work.
And I watched so many miracles. We're going to be winding down here, but I watched so many miracles happen, in the lives of a lot of people around. But when you're a part of watching things happen,
right?
Like going to parties and going to comedy shows and going to travel and doing all this stuff, and you did not mess up nobody's trip looking for dope. You didn't cuss nobody out because you was drunk and don't remember the mean and hateful things you said and ruin somebody's event. It's a beautiful thing when you just give yourself the opportunity to try it a different way. So that goes to the open-minded part of the
Right.
program. Be
Exactly.
open-minded, and there's not just one way to recover. There's many.
Many. That's right.
You know. So if you had any hope shot for the viewers, give me about 30 seconds of hope for them.
Don't give up no matter what. Join the no matter what club. And no matter what happens, call somebody. Tell somebody. Don't just hold it. Don't be ashamed. Don't be scared. Don't be embarrassed. Ask for help. One of the things that women hate doing.
That's
but
so true.
ask for help, because help is available. And that's real. Just ask somebody for help. Run it by somebody if it don't feel right. And usually if your gut tell you don't do it, don't do it. But we don't listen to our gut. We listen to our heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask for help. And it's going to be rough days, because they're rough days for everybody. But if you stick and stay, you'll be okay, and that's true.
Stick and stay, you'll be okay.
Yep, stick and stay.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
I love you.
For
I'm glad to
asking me
have.
again.
I'm so glad you came. I'm very glad you came. Thank
Glad
you.
I came too.
So I have to take a moment to give a shout out to Navy Nails in Middletown on Main Street. They support recovery, and they do a really good job at making your girl nails look good. Navy Nails in Middletown on Main Street. Hey, Navy. Thank you again for joining us on another episode of Recovery Life. Ciao.